Alright, working on the Yamaha Raptor 250, and this thing had the problem with the starter if you saw the first video, and I found out what's wrong with it, and you're gonna want to stay tuned because you're not going to believe what I found. I mean, you ain't gonna believe it. So if you're working on your need to get to your starter one-way clutch thing, got to take all these screws out here. Of course, you know how to do that. And there's one behind this cover here, so you got to take this little gear here out. There's a screw that goes there, and that's this gear, and all that stuff goes in between right there. That little cover goes there, and then you get to the other screw. So then you take this bolt, and it's a regular thread, you know, was it counterclockwise to unscrew it. And I looked on videos online, and everyone's showing and taking them apart, but they were already apart and didn't show. And I wasn't sure if this thing was clockwise or counterclockwise, but it's regular thread. So righty tighty, lefty loosey. That's the way it goes. So you got to take this bolt out. Get your puller, which is one of the flat pullers with the 3 bolts, and crank down on it. Make sure it fits in here right. Then pow! This thing will pop off. And then we can pull this thing out. And what I found, come on, get out of there. Okay, I think it's leaving that bearing. Might want to get the shifter out of the way. Okay, so this thing was free both ways. It was spinning free both ways, and they put a new one-way clutch in here, and it was just, you saw it, you know, when I first started in that video, it was just me spinning. And when I took it apart and started inspecting it, it was spinning both ways, totally free, like there was nothing there. And so let me show you what I found. So let's go over here. Okay, so here's the puller I bought, and it's just one of those kind of a pullers, if you need to know that. And it comes with all different kind of bolts. Put that in there. And so here's the old, he gave me the old one-way clutch thing, what do you call it? And this one was kind of giving them problems, that's why they had it replaced. And then once the guy put the new one in there, it never worked. And I'm going to show you what happened, and you're not going to believe it. Okay, so now I got it together. This is the new one in here, and you see it's working. Spins free this way, and it should be free. And then this way it grabs. You see how it's grabbing this gear? And so now it's all working. So when I took it apart, this thing was, of course, spinning both ways. And when I took it apart and started looking at this thing, I noticed that one of these little cogs in there was kind of pointing in a funny direction, and all the other ones were way backed off. And you know, that's the first thing I noticed. I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, you know, so I thought maybe this guy put this thing in here and didn't really tighten these right, because they were torqued pretty good. I had to use the torque driver to get them out. And I noticed this thing here wasn't spinning. It didn't move like that. It was just binded up. So I thought maybe he binded it up. It didn't tighten these, tightened one of them too tight, and then he was just binded up. And so I loosened these screws, took it out, started looking at it and everything. And then once I had it out, I was wanting to look at the races on both of these things on the inside here. And then I tried to put it in here. Let's say this was the new one. I tried to put it in here like this, and for nothing. I couldn't get it to go in. I was like, what is going on? And I looked online, and people were just dropping these things in. It was supposed to go in real easy. Once I did get it to finally get in there, it was kind of bindy feeling, and then once I tried to, you know, work it and get it, I heard a clink, it would make a popping noise. And then it would just get free both ways. It would just turn this way freely. And then when I would take it back out and look at it, I noticed one little cog is kind of pointing this way, and all the other ones are just like pushed out of the way like this. And this thing is stuck. So I took it out, and I took this out, and I was looking at it, and I was just going like this, and I was going like this. I was just looking at it, and then it finally dawned on me. I was like, wait a minute, back up. And one of these little teeth things was looking different, and I was like, why does that one look different? And let me show you something. These little teeth will fall out, and this side is a little bit wider than this side, and that teeth, one of those little teeth was stuck in there like this. It was turned around and stuck in there like this, and that's the way it was looking. And it would get cocked over like this. Let me show you. It would get cocked over like that, and you see how it shoves all these other ones out of the way? That's the way it would look. All of these would be totally out of the way, and this one would be shoved, cocked over like that. And I was looking, I was like, that one doesn't look the same. You can see, hope that's coming on camera. And so I was like, what is going on here? So I thought, did these things come out? And I started pushing on it, and it comes right out. And then I started looking at the other ones, and I said, well, that one goes like this. That's the way that one goes. And so then I put it all back together, and it went in real good. And look at that, spins free this way. All right, I guess I'm gonna wrap this one up here. Unbelievable. That's what the problem was, that one of those little cogs fell out, was misplaced in the wrong direction. All right, I'm out for this video.